So, quick bit of history first. Spotfire as a product and a company has been around for about 15 years. In its original days, you probably were more familiar with a tool called Decision Site. But in 2007, TIBCO actually acquired Spotfire, the company, and then the product actually morphed into the product Spotfire. So let's talk a little bit about, well, what is Spotfire? So we like to best describe it as an interactive visual analytics tool. We can use it to spot those hidden trends, find the outliers in your data, and find relationships in data that would otherwise be considered disparate. So the data that we try to tie into is really, we consider ourselves data agnostic. I heard that term used earlier. But really, we like to say that if it's a data warehouse or a database, or if it's a single CSV file or spreadsheet, we can bring that data in and we can merge that data together, and then we can start doing the analysis on top of that. We are an enterprise level platform, so we like to leverage our open development, our SDK. We have our published APIs. We also tie in with existing authentication within a company, so you can leverage some of the data security that's important a lot of times these days. I think that covers it there. So let's talk about the enterprise features across pharma now. So in this particular slide, what I'm showing, or what we're showing, is different verticals or different segments of problems you might want to solve, research that may be going on, different departments or organizations within the company. And you see that going all the way from pretty scientific target validation, toxicology, all the way to the more business-oriented sales and marketing, financial data. We can tie that all together, and then we leverage that, being an enterprise software platform. It's one user experience. We have that single source of data access. We can tie into the authentication, so it's all within that same platform. And like we like to leverage, in the early days, as I mentioned, Decision Site was really focused on life sciences. Today, we still have a life sciences focus, but we're starting to branch out and get more of that business focus and really tackle any problems that people might want to solve with big data. So how do we relate to ChemAxon? So of course, being a visual analytics tool, we need to visually represent those chemical structures. So our Spotfire server is what we use to tie into a lot of the data sources, whether it be a database, data warehouse. And that Spotfire server actually interfaces with the JChem cartridge to pull in the underlying chemical structure data. And then in our client, which is the authoring tool to create these visualizations, we use Marvin View to render the chemical structure, so you can actually look at a set of data and at the same time look at the chemical structures behind that. Okay. So here's a few more examples. I got some slides and a lot of screenshots. I think a lot of this is probably better in an interactive demo format. So I'm sitting next door. I encourage you all to come by and take a look at it. But what we focus on here, you can see we've got a lot of different types of visualizations that we support out of the box. We also interface now with some of the statistical languages like S+ and R. So you can actually extend a lot of the visual analytics capabilities and start to bring in more of that predictive modeling, some really more detailed statistical models. But what you see here is really meant to show kind of a broad scope of the different look and feel that you can get out of the Spotfire platform. And I do have a lot of slides that you can look at maybe later on, and I can show you real time next door. But this goes anywhere from a basic project dashboard, which is very fine-tuned maybe for the management team, getting into more specific technical research areas. In this case here, again, you see the ChemAxon integration. So we've marked, you can see in the upper left-hand corner, we've marked some data from our original data set, and then below, we're doing a drill down on that data to actually look at the details behind it. And that's really where the strength of Spotfire comes in. This is similar. Again, we've marked some data. We're drilling into it to look at the selectivity of the data behind that particular test data point. And then I'll kind of finish maybe right here. The other thing we leverage is the filtering panel. So you can have a visualization on a set of data, and using the filtering panel, you can actually take subsets of that data away and actually look at the changes that you see. In this case, it's the dose response. So we're looking at really interacting with the data, asking questions on it, and because we've pulled that data, that relevant data in memory, we're actually, it's instantaneous. So you can really ask questions quickly, and more importantly, you can find the answers to those questions as well. So I will jump through the last one here. That was the last slide. Again, I encourage everybody to come by and ask some questions. I can show you a more detailed demo next door. And thank you very much.